Welcome to the 12 Report with Blessings Mosugu, and these are the headlines. Middle East war enters 7th day as Israel targets Hezbollah in Beirut, Lebanon. Fresh attacks in Kwande, Benue State leaves several dead. Former Attorney-General of the Federation granted bail in 200 million naira money laundering case. We have our reporters stationed in different parts of the country and beyond. We have Biola Festus, who's standing by in River State, Chinwe Ugele, who is in Abia, Joshua Emerai is joining from the FCT, while Chizoba Anyuwe joins from Plateau State. We've got the details in a moment. Let's start now with the Middle East tension, where airstrikes are still being reported in the Middle East on the 7th day of the current conflict involving Israel, the US and Iran. Traffic jams have formed in Lebanon as Israel expands its operations to target Iran-affiliated group Hezbollah. News Central's Bongani Siziba has more on the ongoing war in the Middle East.
That is how Iran found out they are at war, and it came from the social media, a place that the United States President Donald Trump loves. His claims for the attack, in his words, Iran attack aims to defend American people. From then, what followed was a rain of strikes from all directions, Israel, Iran, and America at loggerheads, and one of the first strikes killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. They just couldn't get there.
The assassination of the Iran supreme leader has sent shockwaves through the region, with casualties reported and mourning communities emerging across the globe. However, his killings also sparked condemnation from some members of the Iranian diaspora and mixed reactions from across the world. From the Iranian community in South Africa, their grief underscores the human cost of geopolitical conflicts that often go unnoticed amid diplomatic debates. Diplomats from different countries pay their respect, each note written with a message not only from their hearts, but for the people they represent.
We call on all freedom-loving people, especially South Africans and citizens of the world, to demonstrate their opposition in practical ways.
Back in the Middle East, the conflict continues, with Israel launching airstrikes on Beirut and Lebanon. The Israel military says it's targeting Hezbollah across Lebanon, with Beirut seen as a stronghold for the Iran-backed armed group. Meanwhile, Tehran is intensifying its attacks on Iranian Kurdish groups in Iraq amid reports that the US President Donald Trump wants them to join the fight against Iran as US and Israel strikes continues. At the core of the current turmoil lies a complex web of motives, which analysts say includes regional power struggles, international interest, and long-standing ideological conflicts. For News Central, Bongani Siziba.
Now, an overnight Israeli airstrike has destroyed a building in the southern suburbs of Beirut, sending dark smoke across the skyline. The strike targeted areas regarded as strongholds of Hezbollah. Israeli authorities later issued a wide evacuation order covering the entire southern district. The warning prompted large numbers of residents to leave their homes amid fears of further attacks. The development comes as Israel expands military operations linked to the wider regional conflict involving Iran and allied groups. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump says Washington should play a direct role in shaping Iran's future leadership as the war between the two countries continues. In a wide-ranging interview, Trump said he expects the United States to have significant influence over who leads Iran after the conflict, arguing that Washington must help ensure a government will maintain peace and avoid future confrontations. The president also rejected the possibility of Mujtaba Khamenei, son of Iran's late supreme leader Ali Khamenei, succeeding his father. Meanwhile, the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran to Nigeria, Gholamreza Adavi Raja, has criticized remarks by United States President Donald Trump suggesting involvement in Iran's succession process after the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in a recent attack. Raja emphasized that Iran will determine its leadership and political direction independently without external influence. He said the country will maintain sovereignty over its domestic affairs amid rising international tensions. And now back home in Algeria, former Attorney-General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, along with his wife and son, has been granted bail in the ongoing Economic and Financial Crimes Commission case against them. Justice Joyce Abdulmalik of the Federal High Court approved bail in the sum of 200 million naira each, with two sureties in like sum, one of whom must deposit title deeds of property in Maitama or Asokoro. The court also ordered the defendants to surrender their international passports. They remain in the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Service pending the fulfillment of bail conditions. The trial has been adjourned to March 16 for continuation. Right now, News Central's Joshua Imarai is on standby to give us more updates on this. Joshua, today the prosecution called its first witness to testify. What is known about his testimony and the subsequent cross-examination?
Well, good afternoon to you, Blessings. Of course, the prosecution called its first witness, and this first witness is named David Ajoma, who is a compliance officer with Sterling Bank PLC. Now, David Ajoma told the court that his duties involve handling compliance requests from law enforcement agencies like he just did for the EFCC. And David Ajoma testified before the court that on December 2nd, 2025, the Sterling Bank received a request from the EFCC to furnish them with loan details facility granted to Rayham Hotel Limited. The second defendant, who is Abubakar Abdulaziz Malami, is the managing director of Rayham Hotel Limited. And part of the document furnished to the EFCC by Sterling Bank through the compliance officer was the account opening package, the loan account statement, and other supporting records for Rayham Hotel Limited. And he told the court that Metropolitan Autotech and Rayham Autotech maintained separate bank accounts, and that Rayham Autotech actually used Metropolitan Autotech as a collateral for loan, particularly because Metropolitan Autotech has some money domiciled in the Sterling Bank, and they use that as security to obtain loan. And he told the court that the signatory to the account of Metropolitan Autotech is one Hassan Aliyu, and that the loan request that was requested using Metropolitan Autotech as collateral was signed by the managing director of Rayham Hotel Limited. That is the person of Abubakar Abdulaziz Malami. Now, when he got to cross-examination, the case seemed to spin around because the witness admitted that he was not the relationship manager of Rayham Hotel or Metropolitan Autotech, and as a result, he was not privy to the details of the inflows that came into Rayham Hotels and Metropolitan Autotech. Now, he also confirmed that the name of the former Attorney General or the Ministry of Justice or any other government agencies affiliated to the former Attorney General did not appear in any of the transactions that came into Rayham Home Limited and Metropolitan Autotech. He also confirmed that the only name that appeared on one of the applications of loan was that of the managing director of Reham Hotel Limited. That's the person of Abdulaziz Malami, who signed in his capacity as the managing director of Reham Home Limited. He also confirmed that no transaction originated from any government account. Moving further, he was questioned if any document or any transaction was flagged or suspected to be fraudulent transaction to the account that was domiciled with the selling bank, and he confirmed that there is no way he could, as a compliance officer, identify maybe a suspicious transaction or whatsoever. He also confirmed that there was no transaction found to be in breach of CBN rules for deposit money bank. So blessings. That was all the witness testified before the court.
All right, Joshua Murray there on the alleged money laundering case. Away from legislative matters, the Kano State House of Assembly on Thursday initiated impeachment proceedings against Deputy Governor Aminu Abdulsalam over alleged gross misconduct, abuse of office, and breach of public trust. The notice was read during plenary presided over by Speaker Ismail Falgore after it was presented by the Majority Leader Lawan Hussaini Dala. Dala told Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution, which empowers a state legislature to commence impeachment proceedings against the Deputy Governor on grounds of gross misconduct. More updates are expected as the Assembly continues the process.
This article of impeachment, sir, is a formal notice by the Kano State House of Assembly in compliance with Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended against Aminu Abdulsalam, contained here in allegation of gross misconduct, abuse of office, and breach of public trust arising from.
And now to discuss more on this, we're joined by the spokesperson for Kwankwasia Movement, Habib Mailemo. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, there are allegations that one of your members did not align with Governor Yusuf in the APC. How do you respond to these claims regarding the Deputy Governor, Comrade Aminu?
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity. But I think the most important question is why now? You understand? And for somebody who has served in a capacity as a Deputy Governor for 3 years, and serve as a commissioner for local government for close to 1 year. And even within that particular period of time, those that are serving as the local government chairman are actually members of the opposition political party, because remember, an election into the local government council only come up after a year into this administration. And if at all the state government, or rather the members of the state assembly, are actually serious, why is it that those allegations do not surface until now, when the deputy governor decided to remain within the NMPP and also on the mandate freely given to him by Kano State Kano State people? You understand? So basically, as a Kwankwasia movement, we only observe and also believe that this is nothing more than just a political witch hunt. It's part of the wider script. You understand that those that depicted intends to implement. And I believe it's going to come off at a very serious cost to the government itself and also to the entire political atmosphere of the state. And that's why at this point, we ask the members of the State Assembly to tread with caution, because they have even started in the wrong foot. The very person that have moved the motion, as at that particular time he moved that motion, he was not confirmed as the majority leader of the House. Remember, he defected from the NMPP, well, the NMPP was in the majority, to APC, and the law requires that he need to also pass through a process that also confirm him or another person as the House leader of the Assembly. And that has not been done because it's a hasty decision. It is a decision that intends actually to confirm the script written for the governor to follow, for him to be able to actually compromises on justice, fairness, and the other issues they must have discussed while he was defected. We believe they are just trying to pave way for emergence of another person as a deputy governor to certify the wins and also to certify those in opposition, and nothing more than that. Because for somebody who has served as the commissioner for local governments, coming up with such allegations, saying that certain amount of money as a kickback from the local government chairman that are not even from your own political party, and what have you, are things that I believe the House to look inward and actually reflect on even their internal activities.
Yeah, but I mean, he has also been accused of misappropriating local government funds. How would you describe the state of grassroots governance during his tenure as Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs?
Well, I believe very much that he was there even when it was a period of crisis, when even the government itself is struggling to confirm its own legitimacy. The government was even in court. We have seen how freely he allows members, or rather the local government chairman, to continue to draw from the joint accounts what is theirs. And that was even one of the reasons as at that time, because the government was even accusing him of arming oppositions, because those guys are actually from the opposition political party. They were being paid their entitlement despite the fact that we were in court. And even people went to the extent of accusing him of saying that that payment he was making was simply arming the opposition to continue to fight against the government. And I believe very much he has done, because he has once served as the local government chairman. He has known actually how the local government works. And he is one of the proponents that actually support grassroots movement and development. So therefore, there is no way, in fact, everybody, not only us in Concosia movement, everybody believes this is just a politically motivated issue. And if you can also follow up the interviews granted by the House, the leader, he was saying that if the chairman, or rather if the deputy governor resigned today, they will no longer pursue the matter. So that is to tell you they have just a predetermined target. They just want him out of place. And they have forgotten so easily that the same scenario had played itself earlier on when the Ganduje decided to make a departure from the movement, move out with all the elected members. At that particular time, the deputy governor at the same time still stick to the Concosia movement until he was compelled and forced to resign.
Okay.
So it's something that we know is not a new thing, and we are observing it and following it, and we are going to ensure that we do the right thing in making sure that the situation is handled the best way it should within the
thank you so much,
ambit of the law.
I would like to appreciate you, spokesperson for Kwankwasiya Movement, Habib Malamo, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this development. You're live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a short break. When we come back, we've got more stories. Do stay with us. Let's talk security now. Communities in Kwande local government area have been thrown into mourning following fresh attacks by suspected armed herders, with scores of residents feared dead. Although authorities are yet to release an official casualty figure, local sources say the death toll may rise as search efforts continue and more bodies are recovered from affected communities. Eyewitnesses say the attackers crossed the rivers Katsina Ala into the Jato Aka axis in the early hours of Thursday, hiding near settlements before launching coordinated attacks around 8 a.m. on Sejam in Mbachom, Se Ayutu in Yav Council Ward, and Tom Atta in Mbadura Council Ward. Residents say the gunmen opened fire indiscriminately, killing several villagers, including women and children. Security forces later repelled the attackers, though many residents have since fled their homes as authorities work to stabilize the area. And now joining us to shed more light on this is Fabian Yaga. He is a resident of Kwande community and he's also a victim of the attack. I'm so sorry about what you've had to go through. Can you describe what happened in your community on the morning the attackers arrived?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Okay, can you come again?
All right, I'm just basically asking if you could describe what happened in your community on the morning the attackers arrived.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this platform to amplify what is really going on in my village. I am speaking as one of the victims of this heinous attack on my community. The early hours of yesterday, in fact, before yesterday, a night before the night of yesterday, we had an attack. The attack was on another community called Ayaga. Ayaga is just about a kilometer away from my own community that was attacked yesterday. So we raised an alarm and hoping that the security will respond and man these areas so we don't have a recurrent issue regarding this particular issue. So we were all relaxed. At the early hours at about 11 p.m. yesterday, where everybody was just going about their normal life, trying to see how they will retire to bed, when the invaders came in numbers, numbering more than 500 people. I couldn't count, but from what we saw, because I'm speaking, I'm currently in the village. I'm currently around, I'm here where the attack happened. So we were here, other people were planning to go to sleep, and others were just sitting outside because of the heat. And when these invaders came and started shooting sporadically in the air, and we couldn't stay to see what was coming. Everybody was left to fend for themselves, and some were running into the hands of our attackers. And by this morning, we were able to recover, even up to now as we speak, we are recovering dead bodies from the bushes. Our search team, this happened yesterday at around 11. The attacker came, they started attacking from 11 p.m. in the night till at about 4 a.m. this morning. So the number of casualties as of now, we have about close to 15 people, and dozens of numbers still missing in the bush.
But did you see any security presence during or even after the attack? How quickly did they arrive, if you did, to help?
Sorry?
So if you saw, did you see any security presence during or after the attack? And if you did see them, how quickly did they arrive to help?
Yes, the federal government will deploy about 200 security personnel in Jatoka. But unfortunately, our security that has been redeployed to this area have not really been doing enough. As we speak, those security, they will stay in the cosmopolitan environment, the town called Jatoka. They will be in the city, harassing our locals, and why our invaders, our attackers will come from the neighboring towns and attack our villages from behind. So the challenge we're having now is not that we don't have security presence, but we do not have security presence in those areas that are being attacked. Our security personnel will rather stay in the town, in the city, in the community market, and only wait for when the attackers can kill our people. Then they will only go there to recover the dead bodies. Whereas we expect that our security that were deployed to these areas we secure the land, we secure the areas to avoid these recurrent attacks. They would rather stay in the marketplaces, stay in the hotels, be enjoying all the luxury in town, while our villages are being under attack constantly. So the security presence there's no security presence in these areas. To say the truth, there's no security presence, except the security will be charged to
The residents of Kwande community there speaking about the Benue attack. That's Fabian Yaga, and it's quite a disheartening situation to see. And moving on, the Plateau State Commissioner of Police, Basiewa, has described as baseless and untrue rumors making the rounds in some quarters that some religious groups were planning a protest within the Jos Bukuru metropolis. This followed reports in some quarters that the Muslim faithful within the Jos North local government area are planning a protest to drive home their displeasure following the killing of their brothers at the Duruwa Babuje incident about 10 days ago in Barkinladi local government area of the state. Now, in a chat with News Central, a CP Basiewa, who's currently on a security survey of strategic locations within the Jos Bukuru metropolis, said it was untrue and assured that the state is peaceful. And our News Central's Chizoba Anyowe now joins us for more updates. Chizoba, well, I would start by asking, I mean, this is not the first time that there will be speculations or even warnings prior to any attacks. So us being dismissive of this, are we certain? I mean, is the CP certain that the rumors are untrue?
No, and what we can hold on to is what we hear from these professionals or experts in this field of work. So the CP, while I spoke with him this morning, he said they were going to conduct a joint security operations this morning, the operation Show of Force, where they're going to go around the metropolis to see for themselves what is happening, what is on the ground, what can be done to ensure that these people that are trying to conduct a protest in retaliation or to drive home their demand of displeasure for their brothers that were killed last week in the Ruaba Buje. So according to him, nothing of such is happening. In fact, he even described that as rumor, saying it is not true, it is not happening, no one, because they've had series of meetings yesterday with different organizations, youth groups and locals, even religious bodies with their leaders too, that there's no need for any protest at the moment. And for some of them that they held these meetings with yesterday, they said there was no plan for any protest. And so he based it on mere rumors. However, this morning, there was a show of force with the CP himself and the other heads of security agencies in the state, unlike the normal show of force we used to see, just the personnel that will go around town to see what's happening and show their presence so that, of course, perpetrators that may be by the side waiting for an opportunity to hatch on. So for today, the different thing that stands out is all the heads of security agencies were out on this show of force. And from what I got from the state PPRO, Alfred Alabo, just a while ago before this live session, he said that everywhere is calm. The only places I've also gone around to see for myself too, so that I can report exactly what I've seen. There's calm everywhere. You can see behind me and around me. Everybody's going about their local businesses. There's no threats from anywhere. There's no signs that anybody or any group is carrying out any protest or seemingly like that. So our hope is that from what the security agencies have said, the police, the army, civil defense, and all of them, we are hoping that the town will continue to be this peaceful, and of course the peace in the state will remain relative and sustained.
All right, Chizoba, we're there in Jos Plateau State, giving us an update on the Plateau security situation. You're live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a short break now. When we come back, we've got more stories. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, community members of Imobi Autonomous Community have expressed displeasure over the encroachment and destruction of their farmlands by a mining firm in their community. They're accusing the government of enabling the company and encouraging some of their kinsmen without the people's approval. Right now, News Central's Chinwe Ogele is standing by for updates on this. Chinwe, what more are the members of Imobi community actually saying?
Thank you very much, Blessings. The Imobi community here in the Isukwata local government area of Abia State are asking the state government to intervene in the alleged encroachment of their land, their farmland. They allege that yesterday, the mining firm, which entered into an agreement with some unauthorized persons from their community, destroyed their farmland because they were trying to grade access to the mining site. So right now, the people are agitating. It involved 3 villages in this very community, and the women, youth, and men are saying that they cannot continue to guarantee the peace of the land if the government does not do anything anytime soon. So I have with me the national chairman of the Achara community here in Imobi, is Chigozie Onoha. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, if you go and hear Mary yesterday, and him and the Bunujna, really.
On the first is our humble Chigozie Onoha, National President, AUPU, Acha. Annual Bondat, national, anything, a national is for development. Anything about land, Anyana Hepukwal. Annual national development, or here annual no. Anything about land, Ndezane Kaine Bru Ibala, Hembasrala, Band.
Why Makai Himere no now, it makes so cool.
Hemene Jeso Kubu because of Okutaja. So, had a also a group in the villagers where particular people no issue. So, Habo, as an under without the consent of us and the others. So, yesterday, I'm not DPO, but one same organism. So, I now go to police station.
Actually, when the Bunu Emere arrest, Makayabu.
Them arrest yesterday.
No, so when they were arrest.
No, Totua. Only arrest, no, Totua.
Okay, so actually, my father came who no choro, Mary no name protest. Again, no choro.
Number one, and I told him mad because of Okute. I told donor community. I told only who 1 day, Yamala 1 neighbor 1 day. Because I like your government, you have a try your say in America. I suspend the good ambassador for now. Give me peace. Only who 1 day, Yamala 1 day. I know about the support for Cabo Kuta. Because I'll buy it, more progress in Oboda. So, because I like your government in Hanyaka, in this form, maybe would be doing both Abu question. What is very, very wrong.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Because this is not very wrong. AG petition, youth president, under AUPU youth wing. They are anyway, because of Braba, 40,000 naira. They would regard their petition against people.
Thank you. Email. So, thank you very much. So, what he said here is that they are asking the state government to stop whatever mining plans that the company has, so that for possible breakdown of law and order, they do not want their people to die out of the resource, natural resource that the people are trying to mine there. So basically, that is what the community is saying. They want proper process to be followed before mining can commence there. Blessings.
All right, Jimmy Ogile there on the Abia illegal mining crisis. Well, that's all on the 12 report today. Do also sending your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen because we want to see what you see. Also follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Gold TV channel 23, Star Times 274, Avo TV, and of course live on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Blessings Mosugu.